Oceans are home for up to 80% of all life on Earth. Yet vast majority of our seas are still unexplored till this day. However, due to the oceans being flooded by plastic marine debris, animals are washing up dead on the shore and their stomachs filled with plastic. These animals help keep the entire ocean alive. When dolphins and whales return to the surface to breathe, they fertilize tiny marine plants in the ocean called phytoplankton. Phytoplankton every year absorb 4 times the amount of carbon dioxide than the Amazon rainforest does. Therefore, phytoplankton generates up to 85% of the oxygen we breathe. In a world concerned with carbon and climate change, it is crucial to protect these animals, as protecting them means protecting and saving the entire planet. Despite the importance of these animals, some places in the world resumed commercial whale hunting, and from 2000 to 2015, for every 1 dolphin captured, at least 12 more were killed. But there's no market for dolphin meat, so why not just release them back into the sea? And the answer to that question is pest control. The fishermen view the dolphins as competition. They feel that they eat too many fish, and if they get rid of the dolphins, there will be more fish available for them to catch. Essentially, the slaughter of these dolphins is a reaction to the overfishing. Sharks are also very important animals. The sharks keep the oceans healthy, keep the fish stocks healthy, keep the ecosystems alive, and keep the coral reefs alive. However, sharks around the world are being killed for their fins. These fins are being shipped to Asia for shark fin soup, which is held as a status symbol, and it can cost anywhere upwards of $100 a bowl. Species like thresher, bull, and hammerhead sharks losing up to 80 to 99% of their populations in just the last few decades. If we don't have these sharks, if these sharks get finned into extinction, the ocean's gonna turn into a swamp. And guess who's gonna die next? Us. Sharks are key to the survival of our oceans. We kill 11,000 to 30,000 sharks per hour. Half of those sharks killed are killed as bycatch from commercial fishing fleets. And they are discarded as waste back into the ocean. Bycatch was all the other marine life caught while trying to catch a target species. At least 50 million sharks are caught in nets this way, side by side with our favorite seafood. Studies estimate that up to 40% of all marine life caught gets thrown right back overboard as bycatch, and most of them die before they even hit the water. Some call bycatch accidental take, but there's nothing accidental about bycatch. Around the world, the amount of bycatch is huge. One of the most shocking things that most people don't realize is that the greatest threat to whales and dolphins is commercial fishing. Over 300,000 whales and dolphins are killed every single year. However, on top of all that, the marine life is also endangered by all our cotton buds, and plastic bags are swirling around in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. 4 to 6% of it is fishing nets, discarded fishing nets, which are far more dangerous for marine life than our plastic straws. Fishing vessels discard a massive amount of ropes and lines, and this was a major problem. Today, even some of the most remote places on Earth were awash with fishing gear. Longline fishing sets enough fishing lines to wrap around the entire planet 500 times every single day. A global study estimated a conservative 1,000 sea turtle deaths from plastic per year. Today, the equivalent of a garbage truckload of plastic is dumped in the sea every single minute, along with the 150 million tons already floating there. Plastic breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces known as microplastics, which now outnumber the stars in the Milky Way galaxy by at least 500 times, and is seeping into every living creature in the ocean. Not only is this harmful for our planet and animals, but also for us. Sharks weren't only the high-prized species the fisher were landing. Bluefin tuna is also a victim. They are like the cheetahs of the ocean, warm-blooded, and can accelerate faster than a Ferrari. But due to high prices, they are going to be extinct. Today, less than 3% of the species remain. They were once thriving just decades ago. It's not just bluefin though, it's all tuna. Just one of these fish sold for over $3 million. This is a $42 billion a year industry. and it's a threat from overfishing. In reality, what they were doing was killing dolphins as a scapegoat for the overfishing. That way, they can continue participating in the multi-billion-dollar tuna industry. What I'm trying to say is fish, in their diverse species and abundance, play a crucial role in maintaining the health of marine ecosystems. They serve as a vital food source for many other species, creating a delicate balance of predator and prey. However, human activities such as overfishing, habitat destruction, and climate change have disrupted this balance, leading to a dramatic decline in fish populations. The repercussions of fish loss reverberate throughout the entire marine food web. Without enough fish to sustain them, other marine animals, from sea mammals to seabirds, face severe consequences. Many of these animals rely on fish as their primary source of nutrition. Seabirds, known for their graceful flight and incredible hunting skills, are being greatly affected. With fewer fish available, these birds struggle to find enough food to survive and reproduce. This has a cascading effect on their populations and disrupts the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Since about 1950, the abundance of seabirds has declined by about 70%. If you look at how they feed, you can understand why. And what they do is they kind of lightly dip down to the sea, and they pick little fish off the surface. And where seabirds are doing their best is where predatory fish are driving shoals of tiny bait fish to the surface, where the terns can get them. When you overfish the predators, they no longer drive the shoals to the surface, so there's not enough food for the birds. So the loss of fish across the world's oceans is bringing us into direct competition with whales, dolphins, seabirds, for prey, and that's causing their populations to decline even further. If current fishing trends continue, we will see virtually empty oceans by the year 2048. Everything is interconnected, each species was with each other, and even the role they play in maintaining the chemistry of the ocean and our planet's atmosphere. All this churning of the sea may be one of the ways the oceans help absorb heat from the atmosphere. As animals swim through the water column, it creates a powerful downwelling of the warmer surface waters to mix with the colder waters below. And although more research needs to be done, the decimation of marine life may be interfering with this process and contributing to warmer sea temperatures. The bottom line, the oceans and the life within it play a much bigger role in climate than we ever expected. And it turns out that the life in the oceans is absolutely crucial for holding on to carbon and preventing it from being released to the atmosphere. Leaving trees or planting trees really helps the carbon equation, but nothing matters more than maintaining the integrity of ocean systems. The big animals, even the little ones, take up carbon. They sequester carbon when they sink to the bottom of the ocean. The ocean is the biggest carbon sink on the planet. If you want to address climate change, the first thing you do is protect the ocean. This is because per acre, the coastal plants can store up to 20 times more carbon than forests on land. In fact, 93% of all the world's CO2 is stored in the ocean with the help of marine vegetation, algae, and coral. And losing just 1% of this ecosystem was equivalent to releasing the emissions of 97 million cars. We should be at about 30% of our oceans being protected. But, in reality, we're at 5% now of marine protected areas. But that's misleading because over 90% of those marine protected areas still allow fishing. So in reality, less than 1% of all of our oceans are being regulated. However, there is hope. Scientists, conservationists, and communities around the world are working together to protect fish populations and restore balance to our oceans. By implementing sustainable fishing practices, creating marine protected areas, and raising awareness about the importance of fish conservation, we can make a difference. COP28 presents an opportunity to address these issues on a global scale. COP28 will bring together world leaders, scientists, and activists to discuss and negotiate strategies for a sustainable future. One of the key areas of focus will be the protection and restoration of our oceans. The urgency to act is clear, and COP28 provides a platform to drive change. It's time to support sustainable fishing practices, establish marine protected areas, and promote responsible consumption of seafood. The 2023 UN Climate Change Conference will take place from the 30th of November to the 12th of December 2023 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, UAE. It will include the 28th meeting of the Conference of the Parties, COP28. The 5th meeting of the COP serving as the meeting of the parties to the Paris Agreement, CMA5. Together, we have the power to restore the abundance of fish and safeguard the future of our marine ecosystems. Let's take action today for a healthier and more resilient ocean tomorrow. All we have to do is to wake up and change. Greta Thunberg.